Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You're probably going to want to go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com to check out this video because it's being shared virally via the TikToks. And it's about how this little girl in Target gave this woman some life-changing advice about farting.
I just got out of Target, and I was standing in line behind a mom and her daughter waiting to check out. The girl was goofing around, messing around. She's showing me her preschool folder. Out of nowhere, she looks at me and says, "Today I figured out that if I hold the sides of my butt open, my farts don't make noises." I started laughing. The girl started laughing, and the mom whips her head around like she was mortified. I said, "Don't worry about it. This is life-changing news for me." Frankly, I was a little annoyed. I hadn't have thought about this yet in my life.
Oh, does everyone know that you could do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was only I'd say about less than 5 years ago that I realized that. And boy, was that a game changer.
Yeah, it was. I found out later in life. It's not like I've known this for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a game changer when I found out. But I was an adult when I found out.
Why don't they teach that at school?
They really should.
Like in home ec or whatever. I don't know, whatever class.
Well, home ec, you don't want people learning about farting because, they're making some good stuff, aren't they?
And math. Something, I don't know.
That's the
I
place,
think it's because, it doesn't make a noise, but it's pretty obvious what you're doing. There's no subtle way to do it and not let people know you're farting.
But for me, as a guy who, sometimes I'm in the other room and I'm ripping butt, it's nice to know that there's a way to kind of mask the sound. Not always, but sometimes to be able to but it gets to the point where sometimes my wife is on to me because it still makes a sound. It'll be more like a pff, or, like a pff. And she's just like, "Are you doing what I think you're doing?" And I'm like, "No idea what you're talking about. That's totally Lulu."
Yeah. That's right, that damn dog.
Oh, my gosh.
That darn Tatum. You got to start throwing you got to start throwing the shade towards the kid now.
Yeah.
Steve.
Imagine that's how you find out, though, from a toddler or a preschooler, however, a 3 or 4 year old at a Target.
Yeah. And, for a kid to be able to figure that info is pretty brilliant. That way they go, well, I can commit these crimes and no one will know.
I feel like somebody's listening to this right now, and this is the first time they even thought of that, and they're attempting it right now.
It's very possible. Because at some point I found out, and again, I was an adult, and like you said, 5 years ago for you.
Something like that, less than 5 years. It hasn't been that long. I never even thought once to do that. And I was like, this is what a genius move.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes you go, look, I don't want to be yelled at for this, but what am I going to do? And here's the solution.
But then sometimes the visual of you just grabbing your butt cheeks.
Yeah.
You can't really do that at church.
No.
The sound's probably better than doing that visual.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. I hadn't even thought about that.
Rose in Tacoma brings up a good point. Most women know about that because of the first time you sleep over with a new dude. Oh, Vicky's nodding her head like, yes.
Oh, yeah,
wait.
different.
So you ladies were keeping this information from us.
No, little ladies don't fart, remember? Wink, wink.
Sure.
That's why we don't talk about it. But you could either go one of two ways. You could either open up or close it tight. But if you close it tight, you might end up with a trumpet sound.
A ripple.
Yes. So that's why you got to kind of
You ladies,
do what you got to do. You don't want a guy to hear you fart. I can't. I
don't know. I mean, it
Wow.
turned you into more of a human.
Not on the first date.
Up until now, I thought you were a robot, but you ripped ass, so now I know you're cool.
Right?
I can trust you.
It is funny because guys, the guys are always doing it, but women just don't want you to know or don't want to even have you be part of it.
Someone says if you wear a thong and they don't make noise either.
Really?
Yeah, that's not sanitary. I'm just picturing
farting and I mean, it happens.
But I mean, a thong makes it's worse. It's just because it's
so I shouldn't wear a thong.
You should stop wearing a thong, Steve.
I've
You mean
never
it makes
thought
it-
of wearing one until now.
It makes it worse with sound, you're saying? Or
No,
with
just in general, hygienic wise, it's not very hygienic.
Because you're wedging yourself,
Yeah.
basically.
Well,
Ask any
congratulations.
doctor.
Hey, someone says I'm trying to work one up right now. I've never heard of this. That just
All right, well,
makes my
congratulations
day.
to you.
I love that. That's
So, like,
great.
I feel like we're going to have like an uptick in this area of Washington of like bean sales today. Like, everyone's just going to run to the store for some Franken beans and just to try this out.
Well, I'm not necessarily going to buy something to force it to happen. I think
Wait, you're not?
it's naturally going to just happen. I don't think I need to go to a store to go buy Franks and beans.
Why not?
I wish it was that easy. That all I had to do was just not go to the store to buy Franks and beans, and there wouldn't be any gas today. But I know me, there'll be gas.
Have you ever used any of those like gassies or
Yes.
like Beanos? Do they work?
It did one time because I had to go to an event and it was just not stopping. And I'm like, I got to go figure this out. And I had heard about it, but never tried it. And I think it did work. Gas X, I think, was the product.
Gas X, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
But it took it took a little bit. I thought it would be really quick. But it was like, oh, I should have taken this maybe an hour ago. Oh boy.
Did you have to take it daily, or is it just like
Just for them,
went on those instances where you felt like you were going to rip butt?
I think it's for the moment, I mean, or at least, for a certain window of time, if my memory serves. But by the time you realize you need it, it's too late because I think it takes a little bit for it to kick in. That's
Yeah.
what I felt. I was like, oh, man, unless I just know, you know what, I'll keep these forever and I know what I'm about to do today, so let me pop this in. I know I'm going to have, a Mexican or something.
Well, yeah, or I'm going to go do some family stuff, and I don't want to be the guy that's just tooting all the time.
Yeah, it's good.
Timmy the
preventative.
tutor.
Timmy the
Oh, here comes Timmy.
Rev, have you ever attempted to use any of that Beano stuff? Or
No way, man. I let my farts fly.
all right, I didn't know if maybe like you were trying to give it a whirl.
No, he doesn't.
No, I'm for the artistry of the whole thing.
Yeah, the fartist.
Yes.
The fartist. Yeah, so congratulations to all of you. That little child gave you everything you need to know. Yeah, and that's just some of the things that you can do as a child. BuzzFeed has given us a list of things that people say they did as kids, and then later as adults realized were very, very dangerous.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I probably have a lot of things I could put on this list.
Gosh, yeah, right?
Lawn darts.
That's on the list.
Horseshoes, because we had a horseshoe pit at my grandparents'
Oh,
house.
I don't think I see horseshoes on there.
At least horseshoes will hurt, but they don't have like a pointy edge.
You're so heavy.
They are.
You guys are
Yeah.
actually talking about games. I was just going to say lighting things on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did that a lot, too.
I used to steal matches
Yeah.
from my grandpa, and then we'd go and light stuff on fire.
Oh, just fireworks in general, like
That
just
too.
Fireworks,
unsupervised fireworks. Like we would get the bottle rockets and point them at each other. You give someone a head start, like okay, run, and then they'd run like you give them like a 10-second head start, and then all of a sudden you start aiming it at them, hoping that you can hit them.
Once we became teenagers, we were banned from getting the Saturn missile battery because it had basically it was like 20 or 30 like rockets in a little box. You'd light it and they just shoot, and we would just use those instead of bottle rockets at each other.
And that's why fireworks is on the list.
Yes.
I don't know if this is on the list, but we did. I think we called it. It was like skitching or sketching, and it was you'd get a deck of a skateboard without the wheels on it during during the winter season, and you'd kind of hold onto the bumper of the school bus. Or actually, it was this public transportation bus. That
Wow.
was our school bus, and you'd see how long you could go before you fell off of it. Totally dangerous, but we all did it because we just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Because you got a ton of snow in New York. And so you just get behind it, and you were just like kind of like skating and surfing on the thing for a brief period of time before you just fell off.
Oh man, yeah, that could go the wrong way if the bus stopped.
It's kind of surprising that it never did. When I look
Yeah.
back on it, nobody ever. I mean, yeah, you scuffed up a knee, you hurt yourself, maybe an elbow, but nobody ever walked away with massive damage. Like we never had to call our parents and be like, "Oh boy, how are we going to explain this one to them?"
That's amazing.
And you're right. It's called skitching. And there was
Skitching,
actually
yeah.
a Sega Genesis game where you were on rollerblades trying to grab onto cars to do this.
Yes,
That's insane.
that was more
Hey.
summertime.
Yeah, the famous opening scene, one of the opening scenes for Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Marty's doing that.
Absolutely.
The other one with the buses that we would do, you try and get on, so if you didn't want to pay or you just thought you were being adventurous, you jump on the back and you put your feet on the back bumper and hold on to it wasn't like a window in the back. It was kind of like shutter blind kind of vibe to it. So
yeah.
There were things you could hold on to, and there'd be like three of us holding on, thinking we're the coolest kids in school because we're too cheap.
You really actually did that?
All the time.
Wow.
Yes.
City living. You know what? Rural people just don't get
that
it.
just boggles my mind. It's like, how do people not like stop the bus and like yell at you and you get like an insane amount of trouble?
Well, the bus drivers wouldn't be able to see it.
But
Yeah,
nobody
or
like
maybe-
around is like saying, hey, you've got a bunch of kids strapped to the back of your bus?
Someone else's kid, someone else's problem.
Wow. Okay, yeah, sure enough, I guess.
Dude, that was the thing to do in junior high school. Like, we were all doing it. And again, it wasn't like you would do it for an extended period of time. It was maybe a couple of stops, and because we didn't live very far from wherever we were going. But everybody was trying to do that kind of stuff at that time. Like, you would just be going with your parents in a car, and you look at a bus, and there'd be some kids hanging on the back.
That's
like,
so funny.
Just stupid.
Did you guys ever do stair sledding?
Oh, is it like get like a tray or something like that?
Or no, the sleds that you would use like in snow, like toboggans or whatever, and then you would put them at the top of the stairs and go down the stairs as fast as you could in
like
the
in
summer.
Home Alone.
Kind of like that, yeah.
No, I didn't do it with a sled, but I did it with a box.
We did
and
it with
I
a
tried going
pillow.
down.
Nice.
Like a big thick pillow that we had on one of our couches.
Yeah, I guess we did do that with
Yeah.
pillows. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nothing
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Also, like, I look back on it, like, these were all dumb things, and I'm sure our parents were mortified when they found out we did it, but no broken bones, thankfully.
My mom was really pissed off when I did the stair sledding because I was like a week or two out of surgery for my appendix, and she just freaked out. Because it's like, you have stitches in you. What are you doing? I'm like, it was fun. Why wouldn't I?
And there you go, right
Yeah,
there.
exactly right.
There's the conversation. Yeah, fooling around on staircases also on the list.
Somebody said we used to do it back in the 70s, that whole thing on the bus. We called it bumper hopping.
See that, Steve?
That sounds cool. I still don't want to do it.
Anybody? This one on the list is really what gets me. Anyone ever catch and play with spiders?
No.
Yeah, that's on the list. That's something that people did.
Not really.
Lily
Well,
does.
when they were kids.
She plays with spiders.
Wow.
Yeah, any kind of bug. She loves bugs, so she'll just go and try to get a jar and put them in and keep them alive for as long as she can.
I would be pretty stoked when like a ladybug would crawl on my finger. I'd bring it into the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing. But like nothing ever happened from it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like put it on a leash or anything, although I maybe would have tried.
Put a bug on a leash.
Right. Walking around like a little string.
One of the this is funny. This is something that kids apparently do, but I was told at a young age you don't do. Though I had an adult do it in my hotel room one time to try to light his cigarette. He decided to somehow light his cigarette. I didn't have a lighter or any matches, so he found a paper clip and stuck it inside the electrical outlet to light his cigarette.
No.
Yeah, and he was drunk and he shorted out the whole place.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say like, I remember people doing like on a stovetop.
Yeah.
And that would always like, you'd singe like an eyebrow or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Oh, no, wait. He got a paper clip that was on one of the, on the table in the hotel room and just said, oh, I can figure this out. And yeah, and he did. He lit his cigarette and then shorted out the entire room. And then I was like, okay, I need to call the front desk. Do you guys have a switch box? I don't
Dude,
know.
I'm surprised not worse stuff happened though by him. doing
Well, I know he was, it may have shocked him, but he didn't feel it because he was trashed. But that's what kids do. That's another thing that kids do a lot of, apparently, sticking things in electrical outlets. I knew at a young age you weren't supposed to do that. And,
I remember the cartoons like showing stuff like that. And, like Tom would, get zapped and it would look terrifying. So I knew better not to do that stuff.
I don't know if you guys had, we had a lot of above ground pools when we were growing up too. It's in the winter season, like, they would freeze over. And so sometimes we would like try and like jump on them and dance on them. You guys ever do something
that's on the list. Frozen, people going on frozen water, ponds, whatever. Oh, yeah.
See, I wouldn't imagine. I'd be too terrified about a pond because you don't know how deep that would go. At least with like a pool, you're like, okay, this is 4 feet tall.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like the worst is going to happen is I'm going to be really cold for a second, but I'll be able to get out and survive.
You'd survive
right?
the
Yeah.
water. You would not survive the whooping your mom gave you. Why would you do that? Are you done? You're going to get sick and die. At least
good
my
news
mom
about
would have
that-
would've whooped my ass.
The good news, though, is you'd have hypothermia. You wouldn't be able to feel it.
Yeah.
It's true. Everything is numb.
So really, it's a good crime to try. I mean, in every which way you can, you'll be saved from any kind of real damage.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Almost 40% of Americans say their most important possession is their phone.
Oh. How did I not think that? Of course.
Yeah.
I probably could get, I mean, as far as like material objects, I think the phone would be the one thing you can't live without. Laptop, fine.
I would think car, but I mean, there's so many other things that you can do now. Like if my car was broken down, I could theoretically use like even an Uber or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's just even the hassle of replacing everything you have in your phone, from your photos, videos, just your apps. Like it has all your information anyway, so it's worse, I think, than losing a wallet at this point.
Yeah, some states are some states are letting you put your driver's license on your phone, and then you can show it on
Really?
there. Yeah, it's not us yet, but a couple of states around the country have said, yeah, we're going to start doing
Great.
that.
If I get pulled over by a cop and like, let me see your ID, and I hand him my phone, like, just don't look at the other pictures. Like, what do you like? Like that seems just so weird.
No, really. It's like,
promise you're only going to look at this picture, officer.
Yeah, I think we should arrest you, sir. That picture of what you have in your trunk is maybe. Yeah.
Although it would be nice, like, license and registration, not to have to like go through my glove compartment and like just go through all that stuff. Like that would be cool to like have like a folder on your phone, an album, and just be like, boom, here you go, swipe, swipe.
I think last time I was pulled over, I was having a hard time finding my newest insurance card. She's like, oh, just show me the one on your phone, and she accepted that one.
I don't even have my insurance card on my phone.
Well, I have the app.
Just pull it up and show them your bill. They'll usually.
Last time I pulled it up, they were like, no. Sir, get out of your vehicle.
I got you.
Sorry. Goodness.
Yeah, that's what happened last time. Yeah, 18% of Americans go, guess what? It is even worth going into debt to make sure that I have the newest phone.
All right, that's a little extreme.
Yeah. Oh, people just love those early adopters. Though lately I'm afraid I want to see the iOS and see how it rolls out. Because there was a certain phone company that's been dropping a certain phone manufacturer that's been dropping calls with their newest phones or their newest update, and it's just like, oh, okay. See, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to have the new phone they haven't figured out yet and got to update the software to make it work.
Wait, people actually use their phones to talk to people?
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, dropped call. You're right. I guess for a lot of folks, dropped calls don't have.
Yeah, the only time my phone is ringing and I'm dialing is I accidentally hit the wrong button. Right. I'm like, crap. I was trying to edit the contact. Now I'm FaceTiming them. What do I do?
Quickly turn it off.
Or do I just...
Dude, I've done that so many times.
What's worse is like on Snapchat sometimes, like if you're like going on there and you like trying to like hit like the arrow to get to the next thing. If you're on someone's thing, you could accidentally hit like the video call. You're like, I don't want to video call anyone.
Snapchat's got video call now?
Oh, yeah. They got video, audio. You could do anything on there, man.
Well, everybody wants you to use them to make a call. Facebook's got the call. I mean, wow, everybody's got...
I have some friends that have my phone number, but when they call me for whatever reason, like if they need to get a hold, like, oh, I can't find your house or whatever, they will use Facebook video.
Yeah, and can you tell, what's the protocol on that? Somebody that I haven't spoken to, I swear, in over a decade, just Facebook videoed me. I didn't answer, but I was like, what?
I never answer a Facebook video. I figure that they accidentally did it while on Facebook and they're on the toilet, so I just don't want to deal with that.
I assume that it's an accident unless they write me back and then say, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of you.
This person twice. And it's an older person, so I was like, okay. I was like, do they know how this works? Are they butt dialing me multiple times? So then I got back to him and I said, hey, why are you getting in touch with me? And they go, oh, I want to tell you about this news that happened. And I'm just like, what? It's like, oh, well, yeah. I go, yeah, we know. We're a radio show. We keep track of all the news. I mean, I haven't heard from you in 10 years, and you're going to tell me about a news story that really. You don't know the guy. I don't know the guy. Therefore, this was your reason to contact me?
Well, I've had that like on Skype, Snapchat, Facebook. Whenever I see like a video call coming, I'm like, or any kind of, I'm like, no, I'm not answering this. Like, you can text me or write me and explain what the hell you were doing, or just say, hey, sorry, more often than not, it's like, hey, sorry, my fat thumb just hit the wrong button. I'm like, been there, done that. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's funny you say all this like calling thing. I literally just got a text from my wife, and it's clear that my daughter has my wife's phone. Because it's just a bunch of letters and numbers that just came in.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah, she does a great job. That's a big paragraph.
It's, bye crazy Jim, com, Zach V. Call, com, bye. She's talking about stocks.
Yes,
clearly.
that's what it is.
Oh, see, I thought she was singing NSYNC.
Oh, you know what? Mom's a big NSYNC fan.
Yeah.
So
That's what it is.
She's
Bye,
like,
bye, bye.
bye, bye.
Oh, jeez.
Boy, there's
Crazy
a great
calm,
bit.
Jim, calm.
There's a great bit to have Siri autocorrect all of the gibberish that a child will put into the phone.
Still my favorite thing ever, and I'll never forget it. My wife, I thought, was FaceTiming me, and I'm just like, what in the hell? I thought something. I'm like, this is weird, because I'm like, she should be I think she's at CrossFit right now. Turned out Tatum had the phone and somehow figured out how to FaceTime me. And it was just the best because I answer it, and you don't see all of it. You just see like a little bit of her head, just like at the bottom of the screen. I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden she tilts it, and I'm like, and I'm trying to have a conversation with her, realizing she has no idea what the hell's going on. She's just hitting buttons.
Oh, I was wondering if she could hear your voice and go, one of those moments where you started talking.
I'm sure she heard, but like, I don't think it didn't faze her. She was too into the woods of the whole just trying to play with the phone.
That's awesome.
She's trying to find Coco Melon, and she's like, I don't want to see Dad. I want to see Coco Melon.
Yeah, unless you can get me Coco Melon there, buddy, you need to get off the phone.
To be fair, you kind of look like the baby. You have the same haircut.
I do have the same hairline. Sadly, one will one day not have. Oh, it's a cartoon. She'll forever have it, or he'll forever have it.
Yeah, that's
not
what
growing.
it is.
Coco melon.
Okay, don't bring. Please, no. Okay, you two. I know that's your life, but it's not the rest of our lives. Okay, please.
And you guys are living. You guys are living very blessed life. Yeah, Grandpa, it's soon going to happen to you.
Oh, I intend not to be involved in any child. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna be an absentee grandfather.
What is what are we? Now that the news came out that your daughter is getting married.
Yes,
which is crazy to even say that because it's like so weird. Like we've known her since she's a teenager.
Yeah, it's so true.
So she's getting married.
Yes, sir.
How soon until you think little baby comes into the world?
Yeah, in about 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, I was going to say she's already pregnant.
You think she's already pregnant? You might want to tell her then based on what she did at the Green Day concert.
Yeah.
Wasn't she boozing it up?
Oh, yeah. She was.
I don't know how she would feel, being a mom before actually being married. I don't know. And that's the trouble, is that she wants a nice wedding. We don't know how long she's going to wait, and if she wants to be a mom before the wedding actually happens. That's a tough one.
So you feel like it will happen after marriage?
I think that's what she'd want, but at the same time, she also has been talking for, every once in a while she'll go, look, I'm not getting any younger. I got to get married and get a kid. I mean, that's happened a couple times.
It's go time.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's either way, I'm going to be an absentee grandfather. I'm just,
whatever. You say that.
Yeah,
you're going to be the way that you are around Sarah. You're going to be that exact way, if not worse, around your grandkids.
I'm picturing her pregnant. It's like her, him doting on her hand and foot. Like any little thing she needs. Like, do you need another pillow? Fluffing it? Do you need another snack? Like, he's going to be all up in there.
And then especially when the first baby's going to be a little girl, BJ's going to be even more wrapped around. And Sarah's not going to be wrapped around anymore. The little finger.
Someone even said little baby Rubs is going to be very cute.
Baby Rubs! Baby Rubs.
Is that Sarah's new last name? Is Sarah Rubs now?
Sarah Rubs. Sarah no Rubs now, but yeah.
Yeah, I know that for sure.
Okay, well, that's all. This is all delightful conversation. We'll just have to see when it happens, because I've been telling my wife, I go, you need to get your ass up here more, because if she's pregnant, that's your department. That's not my department. I'm not the pregnant whisperer.
Now, if it was Joe, on the other hand, I feel like you're like, Joe, get your kid away from me. I'm trying to play my board games.
Oh, well, if Joe's kid would be like Joe was, I won't let his kid anywhere near my stuff, because Joe went and wrecked all my stuff when he was a kid.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is though, there's baby proofing is the scary part, because my house is not baby proof, and it really is like, oh man, like I can't even let them in a lot of the rooms. Like these board game shelves that I have in my board game room are a death trap. I mean, there's no way the kid can come in here.
You have to have like a lock on that damn thing.
Yeah.
And not like one that like a child could figure out.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? If you get one that I can't figure out, that should do the trick. Yeah. So there you go. That's maybe you guys are right. I'll probably just end up being that way, but I really don't want to. I like my free time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be anybody's babysitter. I don't want to have to change my house. I did all that. I watched kids and I had the child protection. I'm done with it.
It is a lot different being a grandparent, from what my mom has told me.
Yeah, but if Sarah's still living with Johnny Rubs at the house.
Oh, yeah, then he has to
they're
do
out.
that.
Then you're just a live-in grandfather.
Yeah.
I mean, then it's like you can't get away from the child.
I am fully supporting them being out after they get married. And if not, then when they say, as soon as they say, baby's coming, I'm like, guys, you have got to get the hell out. I mean, I cannot have a screaming, crying baby in this house.
Save this audio. Because you know what? We have to keep these things because, if we only had the audio about the prom story, we could pull it and rub it in your face. Now we got to save this audio.
Steve, I will pay the rent wherever they are just to get them out. I will. I mean,
how many rents are you paying? You got a wife in there. You got now kids.
I know. That's the thing. I'll go broke. Okay, I don't need a new phone, but I need my house. I'll go broke. Get them the hell out of here. Oh man, I know. Save the audio. You're right. Save it so that I can at least play the audio for him. If I don't have the nerve to tell him to get out, then we'll just play this audio over and over again.
Okay, sorry, we have some audio we want to play you.
Yeah,
get out.
Yeah, please.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.